What's going on? This is a movie review animation called The Magic Snowflake. It's a film that was released in 2013 in November by a company called Gaumont. Uh, and they're a French animation company. I think they also have, they're either in Belgium or in France somewhere. And they also may have some Ireland ties to them, to the company. So it was dubbed in English. This is the version I saw, and there was a lot of good voice actors in it. The director is called Luc Vingary. I don't know why my the video looks like it's lagging a little bit. Maybe it's just me. So, what I wanted to tell you about the film and not ruin it if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen the first film in the series, which is called The Santa Apprentice. So this is the Santa Apprentice series. This is the second film again. The first film, I believe, was released in 2000, like the early 2000s. I'm not sure exactly what year. And as you may guess, it's more of an apprentice style of film, but the apprentice is not necessarily related to the Santa that takes place in the story. But you meet some of the previous Santas that existed, and it looks like if once you become Santa, you live a longer life than a normal person, and it seems like the Santa that's presently in the Magic Snowflake and probably in the Santa Apprentice, I don't know because I haven't seen the Santa Apprentice, was the same Santa and probably around from the turn of the century, I'm assuming, to the present century. And Nicholas is going to be his apprentice. There's also a female character in this. You also get to see Mrs. Claus. The female character is either his sister, adopted sister, because they're the only children in the Santa, allowed in the Santa workshop. Of course, we get elves. We meet, but the elves look different than the typical elves that you would normally see. The animation reminds me of Studio Ghibli, so I'm assuming they're fans of them, and it just felt that way. If you look at the film, let me know if you guys thought that too. It was targeted to a younger audience, so it's a family film. You can watch it with your kids, and they'll probably enjoy it. You can watch it on Amazon, Amazon, Vudu, YouTube, some other places. iTunes, I think also. So you can watch it on several places. I don't know if I mentioned the time. The film runs 82 minutes. I would love to see this in 4K. I think it would look amazing, to be honest with you. And once again, I don't know all the voice actors in this. One of the writers is David Freeman, and Renee Evergans, I think his name is. So some of the voice actors, this is including the English actors, because I'm assuming some did the English dub and some did the French dub. Vince Grass, Jean-Claude Denon, Alexander Tolsman, Ellen Grandjean, Bernard Alleman, Neil Simon, Alice Renee, which I'm assuming is related to the writer, one of the writers, Passive Selman, Cole Sands, and Martha Pat Gossman. I know Martha Pat Gossman has been in a lot of films. I've seen her. She's an old actress, but it seems like she's doing mostly voice acting now. Richard Tatum and Michael Sorich. So those are the people in the film. So IDB is giving it a 6.9. And I'm gonna read you a little bit of what the synopsis is. When um, so a young boy named Nicholas is about to become the next Santa Claus, but the first but he first must avoid that crisis. So I don't want to give it too much away. The crisis that he runs into becoming the next Santa Claus. So it's an interesting take. I think I recommend anyone that is interested in animation or interested in Studio Ghibli, Christmas related films, stuff like that. Go check it out. It's really good. It could have been longer. That's the only gripes I have with it. Besides that, I think maybe some music, because the music was so subdued, very minimal music in there. And like I said, I probably will see the future films, because I'm assuming there's going to be a third one eventually. I think they should have met a third one by now, to be honest with you, but I don't know how well they did. So the previous one is called Santa's Apprentice, and it's directed by the same director, Luke. What is his name? Luke Vingaro. So let's see. Let me go back in here to IMDb and check out the director's filmography. So I'll leave the link to the IMDb and the trailer. Well, you can see the trailer on there, so you don't necessarily. Yeah, he directed the first film as well, and the first film came out in 2010. This fall was followed up in 2013. Doesn't look like the third film has been released yet, so that's kind of weird. Yeah. Oh no, wait a minute. I'm mistaken. Sorry. The first film was released in 2006. Looks like it. Yeah, the first film was released in 2006. And it says here that every replacement is 163 years old. So that's when they retired. So the first film is called... It's a short. The first was a TV series. It's originally a TV series. And it's called The Santa Apprentice, right? So the second film, that was the TV series. So the second film is called Santa's Apprentices, I think. Hold on. Yeah, the first film in the series is called Santa's Apprentice. So that one was given a 6.4. It's categorized the same as animation, same studio. So it says Santa doesn't want to retire, but rules are rules, and it must be trained someone else to replace him. The lucky winner will be chosen among a million children, and it must be Nicholas. So I guess we get the prequel to it. Because it's weird, because in the second film, you get bits and pieces of the storyline from the previous film, and probably the future film, if we ever get the future film. Because at this point, it's kind of weird that it hasn't been released yet. I don't know how good it's done. I'll check the box office right now. So in this one, it says 6.9, so it's gotten a better overall score. Me personally, I'm going to round it up to a 7. Me personally, I like it a little bit more than there. It could have been longer. So far, that's the only gripes I have with it. Let's see, what else? The budget was an estimated 1 million Canadian dollars, is what it says here. And let me see here. It doesn't tell me if it made any money. So I'm not sure how well it did. But that was the estimated budget. And once again, the animation company was called Godon Animation. So I recommend it. Don't want to keep you guys here too long. If you haven't done it yet, please, tap that bell, because you'll get all my up-to-date videos. And leave a comment, leave me feedback if you ever watched any of these films. The TV series probably is the hardest one to get a hold of, I'm assuming. Like I mentioned before, I never seen the first film, which is called Santa's Apprentice. And then this is the second film in the series. So, yeah, that's about it.